So, not only is the weather complete garbage, I must also apologise for how my voice sounds. I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment. I am finally on the receiving end of a cold, flu, plague thing that has been working its way through my workplace, so I'm a little bit under the weather. And then on top of that, the neighbour has decided that Sunday is the perfect day to start drilling through the walls, and so I am trying to time this recording between bursts of drilling in the hope that I can get it relatively clean. So bear with me. However, the type of content that I make, it takes a long time to finish a model, it takes a long time to put the videos together, as I'm aiming for a high level of polish on basically every single aspect of the content that I put out. And so it does take a lot of time, but it also therefore means that there's a lot of dead air in between videos. And it got me thinking the other day that maybe I could do smaller updates in between, or sort of pepper little updates in between projects to kind of keep people interested and hopefully, willing to come back as and when the video finally releases to sort of, stay watching basically. And so in that vein, I wanted to talk about my new project. I am going to be building a model of Jack and Daxter. This is part of the model here, and I have very recently started working on the base colours for this. There's a lot of base colours that are needed to go on this. The layering is long and hard, it's not going particularly smoothly. However, at the beginning of the week, I very boldly described, as I was recording, that there wasn't going to be too many hurdles with the project and I was going to be able to move through it quite quickly. However, the further through I have gotten, the more obstacles have presented themselves. I don't think there are many pieces that fit together perfectly flush, so I'm going to have to sort of do some work with clay to fix those. And then there are other details that just seem to be kind of absent from the model, obviously, which I'll go into more detail in the proper recording, but it does mean that I am going to have to edit quite a lot of this and potentially sculpt on a lot of extra stuff to get that same level of polish at the end. So it's not going as smoothly as I'd like. However, I do think that once the base colours are on and it starts to look more like Jack, more like Daxter, I do think it will begin to come together. However, at this point in time, I'm looking at a long set of hurdles in front of me that have made this more complicated than Raziel and Kane put together. So it's still early days. I'm keen to kind of get further in so I can really analyse these problems and see what I've got in front of me. But yeah, I'll see you this time next week for another update. I'm going to try and make these weekly, but for now, we've got a lot of work to do still.